We're fading in from black, and there's a little bit of a text at the bottom that says 10,000 years ago. And the chamber blazes with torchlight. There's an acrid smell of burned offerings in the air. It's a small room, about 15 feet across, the walls carved from gray stone. A fire burns within a 7-pointed star etched into the ceiling, casting flickering light across the whole room. To the east of the room, there's a low marble altar that holds a silver bowl and a slender-bladed knife. Point of the knife is aimed toward the west. 3 robed figures stand within a circle of runes, their faces hidden beneath cowls of green and orange, the colors of Abraxas, master of the final incantation. The thing they have summoned thrashes against invisible bonds. Its goat-like body is wreathed in smoke and flame. It is small for a demon. It's about 4 feet tall, but its fury is outsized. Fire drips from its hooves like blood. And it shrieks in abyssal. I guess it's now called something else. Chthonic. And it sounds just like, but the captions tell us what it says. And it says, "You dare!" "Silence!" The lead cultist, also speaking Chthonian, has an air of absolute authority. "You are bound to this place, Azareza. Bound to guard the approaches to the Hellstorm focus until the mistress herself releases you. This is the will of Rune Lord Alasnist." The demon's eyes burn with hatred. "And what do I receive for this service?" The cultist smiles beneath his cowl. "Patience. When the flume is fired and our enemies burn, you will feast on the screams of 10,000 souls. This, I promise you." The Brimorak considers this. Then, slowly, she settles onto her haunches, smoke curling from her nostrils. "I will wait," Azareza says, "but not forever." Time passes. Kind of like fast-forwarding through it. The torches scutter out, the cultists leave, then return, leave again. It's all kind of like happening and time lapse. And Azareza, bound to that room, just watches. We see her pray to Abraxas for guidance, for the secret word that will activate the flume, for anything to break the monotony. Decades pass. Cultists stop coming. Centuries pass. Somewhere far above the world shatters. The stones shake. A wave of fire, familiar fire, flume fire, blasts through a hidden door and washes over her. And for one glorious moment, Azareza thinks she is free, that the promise has been kept, that 10,000 souls are burning. But the fire passes. The silence returns. Millennia pass. She stops counting. The prayers become whispers. The whispers become silence. Last week, a scratching sound. Azareza's head snaps up. First voluntary movement she's made in centuries. Her eyes, dim, blaze back to yellow life. Scratching. Digging. Coming from the east wall. She rises on hoofs that start crackling with renewed flame and smoke curling from her matted fur. The wall crumbles. A hole appears, just 4 feet wide, and through that hole pokes the face of a goblin, wide-eyed, bat ears, and frozen in sudden, terrified comprehension. "Lord Abraxas?" Azareza whispers, her voice rusty from 10,000 years of disuse. The goblin screams. Azareza's face splits into a smile. No. We fade back to black, but we hear the crackle of fire and the screams of dying goblins. And we come back a little over a week later, very near to that scene, as our party moves into view, or comes into view. The barricade disassembled in front of you, the dead goblins in the chamber next door, including the one survivor, quote unquote, that unfortunately drew Azareza's attention one more time. You see,
I should have done that.
you see the crack in the wall. If you peek into the room, you can see it on the far side. You see flickering light falling through it. You see the goat demon's shadow, the silhouette, like sometimes darkening the gap in the wall as if it's pacing back and forth behind it. But you've decided to not try to pursue it through that narrow gap and to not get murdered by it from the position of cover that it is in. What do you do?
Have we decided we're going to go around? Sorry, Aaron.
Okay, I mean, I was going to say that Toren will like pat the last embers from his clothes and beard, and narrowing his eyes and looking at, squinting into the darkness of the cave. He'll I think that thing doesn't seem to want to pursue us. Maybe we have some time on our hands to weigh our decisions more closely, and maybe we should put the barricade back on.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll start.
Yeah, Toren will also step forward.
Do you start reassembling it, is what you said?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it would be prudent for now. At least to make a semblance of the barricade.
Okay. All right. So you try your best to like move the pieces in place, always keeping an eye on the wall to the northwest. And after about 10 minutes of work, you manage to put it back in place.
It probably won't hold her for long, but it at least can hold her for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Well, I mean, technically we did our job already, so we could just leave, right?
I think so. I mean, we. I think Father Xanthus wanted the bones. We probably should give him the bones and then consult him about, that thing. We probably will have to resolve it eventually, but if time is given to us, we probably should clarify the situation to the people upstairs.
That sounds good to me.
Let's get out of here. All right, let's get out of here then.
All right.
Okay. I think Drava and Quillip are slightly disappointed, but understand. And you make your way back up to the surface. We can go back to the screen here. And I assume you're heading back to the cathedral to meet with Santis.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't wait us right at the grave, then yes.
No, he hasn't been waiting right at the grave. I mean, there was no reason to believe that this would only take a few minutes. So he had made his way back to the cathedral.
I mean,
And
in New Year's it was like barely half an hour, I think, or something.
yeah, it wasn't very long for sure. So as you head back to the cathedral to meet with him, you are led to the same courtyard where just a little earlier today you had been invited for lunch and had been introduced to the circumstances of your mission. And he is happy to see you and can't help but hide a little bit of surprise as he says, "You're back already. Well, that is certainly a good sign. At least I hope so. Is that?" And he looks at the bundle that you're carrying. Were you successful?
We found them. They were trying to do something with the remains, steal them and use them for some nefarious purposes.
Who's they?
Oh,
Was I right to suspect ghouls?
And
But one thing after another. Put him down first. Come over here. And he like clears the table where he had set out some tea for himself and moves all that stuff aside. Just put him down here for now.
Bring them with reverence and respect.
yeah, and
Put them down.
Toren also like with a most grave expression as he can muster, like looks at Father Xantus saying, "Father Xantus, please hold yourself. The ghouls who did this were goblins."
Goblins. Goblin ghouls.
Goblin ghouls, Father Xantus. Can you imagine it?
Well, that is certainly an unfortunate convergence of two of Sandpoint's most notorious pests. Very
You get paid
unfortunate.
double for that.
I wish I could. I truly wish I could. But I have, of course, I'm prepared to give you your just reward. And if you check your quest log, I believe there should now be a reward visible. If I unlock that, I think you can go ahead and take the gold pieces that are in there. And he has an acolyte fetch a bundle of coins. And he puts it down as he inspects the remains of Nualia, and like not in a way that he doesn't trust you or whatever. It's just that he's curious, and he like very carefully opens up the bundle and he spots the arm with the blackened claw, and he says, "Yes, there can be no doubt. This must be it." And what were the goblin ghouls doing with Nualia's remains? Were they of the tribe that she seduced into attacking the town? Rib Nugget. And
I
he's
mean, he
truly
wasn't here
surprised.
personally, but they said that he was alive again, of sorts. I'm guessing he's a ghoul too. And they were there under his orders, I suppose.
That is not a good name to utter within town. He's feared. Many people have suffered from under the attack. I mean, it could have been much worse if it hadn't been for the heroes of Sandpoint, of course. But that is not a good memory.
It's worse than that, Father Santos. It was
What else?
they were on an altar, Cabriri.
Yeah. And
Cabriri. Well, I would, as blasphemous as it may be, but in a way that makes sense. Many ghouls find solace in their unfortunate existence by turning towards Cabriri, the first of their kind. Do you suspect that cultists of Cabriri had anything to do with this?
It's too early to say right now. But the goblins clearly got that idea from somewhere, and so that
It seems like there's a whole system of tunnels down there too that extends beyond that shrine.
and worst of all, it seems we have came across of some sort of ruin in there, which, or not we came across, the goblins came across, and we came across the goblins, which had which had a demon bound inside.
A demon in the ruins under the boneyard.
Yep.
Not just any kind of demon, a Brimorak.
Well, yeah, well, horse hooves, all this, all the package. Yes. It it didn't try to pursue us, which I believe it is bound to the place somehow. So it was relatively safe to leave, hopefully, but we'll have to handle it eventually.
Rimorock, and in a way that is quite fitting. Sandpoint and fire weirdly go together. It's the old light. It's the burning of the cathedral. It's even you, Toren. Fire is a recurring theme in town. So maybe it just found its way naturally into the. This is just. This is a lot to take in. I thought this would be a simple fetch quest. I and Rib Nugget, you say? And if I have lots to think about. Please help yourself to your reward. You've well earned it. There are
so
still.
Did you want us to do something about the demon down there, or what? We're just leaving that.
And you can see that he's conflicted because it sounds very dangerous to him, and even though he trusted you with this mission, like sending you in to hunt down a demon in some unknown ruins is a very different mission. So you can see that he's torn, and he says, "Well, I was hoping that I could ask you to help us perform the ritual to call Nualia's spirit, but since my friend Odrani hasn't arrived yet in town and isn't expected to for another few days, we can't just have a ghoul warren underneath our cathedral and some unknown ruins of some kind that are demon infested. I don't want to put you in danger, and I certainly can't offer you any more rewards as of now, but if you would want to do this town a service, I'm sure everyone would greatly appreciate it and show themselves very grateful."
So it'd be on
I'm so
spec,
sorry.
you say.
Well, what did you say you plan to do with Noalia's bones?
Well, as I explained during lunch, we're hoping to use them as a focus to call her spirit and have a chance to apologize and also forgive her for her deeds, so she's no longer trapped in the limbo of Pharasma's realm and can move on to a happier afterlife. Anyway, like I said, I can't offer you any more rewards except for extending my offer of providing free healing to you. But if you want to ask around town if anybody else has heard about Rip Nugget's return, or if you want to talk to Broadard, you know Broadard, right? And he looks at Quillip. Quillip like nods somewhat enthusiastically. I'm sure he would love to hear about some undiscovered ruins. I doubt that he would go out and explore them, though. He's definitely past his adventuring days.
Yeah, I think I would like to do this. And Sevro in the back of his head is thinking this is his ticket into the Rune Watchers, so he's already mapping out his paper on all those discoveries.
Oh, sorry, and I meant Sevro when he was saying, like, you know him, right?
Yeah,
And Sevro. Yeah. I'm sorry, I got the name wrong.
Drava just shuffles her harrow cards and draws one. Turns it. The Survivor. Curious.
Does that mean we already survived, and so we should count our blessings, or does that mean if we do the thing we're going to survive, or does that mean that the thing down there survived?
I didn't take you much for one to pay attention to harrow cards.
I was just wondering what you were going to say.
Listen, it's very curious. I've not done a reading yet.
Yeah. Well, I don't normally work on spec, but what the hell?
I mean, we can keep anything we find down there. Maybe that's the reward.
There is a spirit down there that has been lingering there for a long time. This card might not just speak for us, it might speak for something else.
Okay.
You
Let's
guys
do
are
it.
talking way too esoterically about very simple things. The simple thing is the Grey Arse has a ghoul problem, and we need to check if it's really solved right now. Okay, let's just finish the job that we have started and confirm it is done. I don't think there's any need to overthink this.
Well, as curious as I am to see what lurks below the boneyard of this fair town, and as eager as I am to put it to safety, not quite ready yet. I think we should prepare and not just rush down there and hope for the best.
I believe that is true. I also had a few questions I wanted to ask Master Brodert in a spare time.
Yes, that would certainly be wise not to rush in unprepared. Once again, please take your reward. I definitely consider, or I definitely appreciate you taking this on, and I apologize that this is turning into a much more complicated and dangerous affair than I would have thought.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
Where
the
is the
quest
reward?
does allow us actually to take it. So
Where's that reward again?
I can't
So-
find it there.
If you go to the quest log,
I'm not able to. I can see it, but I can't grab
it
it.
does
Where
let us.
is the quest log?
so you can't. Can you click on it though?
Where's the
It
quest
says
log?
you do not have permission.
Yeah.
The quest log, if you go to the bookmark thing or the journal thing on the top left, it's the third one down that looks like a scroll.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, quest
Oh.
log. Yep.
Yeah, you can also
Oh,
put
on
it
the
on your
top left.
quick bar if you want.
Noise bones.
The quest tracker?
Yeah.
Completed.
Log. Okay, there it is.
And you can also put an open quest log macro on your quick bar.
But it does say you do not have sufficient permission to view this sheet.
Okay, so but somebody was able to take it. No, wait, that was the ghoul kid. So you do. It is visible. So you can open up the reward though, so that you see like the loot sheet.
Only the ghoul kit.
You can't even open it. But you can open the ghoul kit.
I see
Oh, yeah, I can't open the ghoul kit.
reward and the ghoul kit. I see nothing inside the ghoul kit.
Yeah, we took
Yeah,
it.
because
Yes.
we already took everything.
You took all of that stuff. So let me see
Yeah.
if I can
But Abstelar's reward is still not.
No permission.
Okay, let's see. So that would be, I think that's called an actor, and then I think I see why. So if I make you the owner of this,
Yep, there it is now.
Aha, so gold pieces.
well, looks like even limited might be enough. Yes, limited should be enough.
Welcome to the stash. Okay.
So can you take it off the sheet now?
Yep, we are in the stash now.
Okay, and it even shows in the chat. That's very nice.
Can we divvy those right now? Because there's an item that I'm like 20 gold short of getting. So
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't see Ketra as the one like right now be like, oh yeah, let's all like join our stash together. You're more of a mercenary kind, aren't you?
Okay,
I'm
hang
ready
on.
to cut and run.
I want to make sure that we don't forget the reputation, because returning the remains is going to give you some reputation with, I think, just the cathedral, but better than nothing.
it's 375 divided by 5. So
I think can we just divide it evenly from the stash?
I don't think you can. Can you?
Then maybe not.
I mean, I see it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
Okay, so you get 1 point of reputation increase with the Sandpoint Cathedral. And let's see if that pushes you over the edge here. Not quite. You're still liked. You're not admired yet, which would give you some additional bonuses.
Mm.
Okay. I think I can set that as completed now, that quest. And you should see dealing with ghouls and the Rip Nugget Rumors quests on here. And I'm also going to add another one. Explore ruins below the boneyard. And set that to active. Okay. All right. So you're in Sandpoint. It is midday on this summer day. Early afternoon, I guess, at this point. You mentioned you wanted to do some preparation. So what do you want to do?
Well, before we go, Toren will take Hadavrantos on his word to provide healing because he looks quite burned right now.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, if you look quite burned, you don't even have to ask for it. He very quickly will heal you up to full hit points.
That's very appreciated. Thank you.
Father Santos also deal with ghoul fever.
You're not aware of that,
Oh,
right? Because you're still in the 1 day incubation period where you don't have any symptoms. And nobody identified the goal successfully, so I don't think you would suspect that you caught anything. I guess maybe Xantus would ask if you mentioned ghouls. He would say, "Oh no, did any of you get bitten?"
A couple of times. Why?
more than once, unfortunately.
Could I? And he pushes back his sleeves. Would you mind if I examine you? He asked Ira.
Ketra just steps forward and just like, wouldn't be the first time you've patched me up.
True, but I do like to get consent before I... And he mumbles to himself as he starts looking at the bite marks. And see the disease DC of this thing. Um, Well, it looks like it's not too bad. And he looks like critically at you. He feels your forehead. He like tests your muscle tension, and he says, "You look healthy to me, but you should keep an eye out if any symptoms develop over the next day or two. I don't want to upset you, but there is a condition known as ghoul fever that can be transmitted by their bite."
I'm sorry, what? What was that?
Just maybe come check in with me tomorrow and the day after, and bring one of your friends, just to be sure.
Why? Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah, and if anyone watches him, he'll definitely, he's not good at hiding that he's worried, because he knows where ghoul fever takes you. But he's not gonna say it out loud. But you can read it off his face pretty easily. Anyway, so what do you do? Do you leave the cathedral for now, or what are your plans?
Sevro's going to go tell Broder about this and see if he can give him any information before he goes. On was Cabriri is the name, right? And we also in character know the type of demon? We did, right?
Yeah,
you have yes, and you can always check the bestiary. Yeah, you can always check the bestiary to figure out what you know about the creature.
That's right.
Sevro, I'm also quite curious. Do you mind if I tag along?
No, absolutely. Broder's kind of awkward, so more the merrier.
Toren also wanted to talk to him, so he will probably join the company as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have ghoul fever. So yes, I'm coming along. Supposed to bring a friend with me.
The Brimarack is listed as small?
Sorry, what?
I mean, the demon is listed as small in the bestiary. Was it small?
It was small, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just felt larger because of the flames and.
It is pretty much goat-sized. It's just standing on its back hoofs, but it is pretty much goat-sized.
My out-of-character theory about being a golden demon is getting stronger if we didn't have a plan.
Okay, I'll say Quillip is going to talk to the sheriff and let him know, there's potentially a threat by demon-infested ruins under the town and ghouls that are have been discovered. So he's gonna be busy. What is Ketra gonna do?
Ketra's probably gonna swing by the market and pick up that item we talked about before. Okay. Really, she's probably just taking what she already has and having it modified a bit. But yeah, I'll spend all the gold that. Well,
okay.
Some of the gold that I got from the reward, that is.
Okay, give me a moment here. Well, I get set up. Where are we standing with, let's start with Rodard. Where are we standing with the Rune Watchers? We're on 5, so we're liked. right now, which is good enough. Mhm. And in the afternoon, hang on, I'm still wrapping my head around the reputation system, so I want to figure out if you're liked. Is that enough? Yeah, what is it? Okay. And you're being 90%. Okay. All right. So you head on over to Broder's home, which I will show you on the map here. So the cathedral is number 1, obviously, the big building to the northeast. And Broder's house is number 8, right over here. Very close to the old light, of course, which he is very interested in. You knock on this door, and it takes a little while.
Simon, we're still on the landing page. I'm not sure if we're supposed to see 8, but
Oh, I didn't activate it. You're right. Sorry.
no, it's okay. It's just
I think you can switch to the map. I think it should be well, maybe it's not. Anyway, you knock on the door of the comfy-looking home. Sevro, you have been here before. It's the meeting place of the Rune Watchers. His cramped study is where they usually get together, and where you had some less than pleasant experiences, getting almost laughed out of the room. And you knock on the door, and you hear like his mumbling voice as he makes his way down the hallway, just and he opens up the door first just a crack, and then he sees you, and he opens it a little further, and he looks at you like above the frames of his glass, and he's like, "Oh, it's young Sevro. Good day. And you brought some friends, I see."
yes. Hello, brother. We have some new discoveries for you to summarily dismiss out of hand. And he smiles
okay.
really proudly at him.
We
we need some of your advice, actually. We have some
Okay,
questions.
well, come inside, he says, and he opens it up all the way, and then he like walks down the hallway, a little hunched over, and leads you to his study. It's pretty musty in here, and not a whole lot of daylight. Most of the curtains are drawn, and he clearly doesn't keep this place in particularly well condition. He's just too focused on his studies. And he like moves a couple of tomes off some of the chairs and moves some other bric-a-brac and knickknacks around. He says, "Please have a seat." Yeah. I'm sorry. What did you say? Why? What? How do I earn this pleasure?
Yeah. Well, I'll let. Was it Toren that recognized it? As who was the one that recognized the the writing and stuff?
The altar. So
Yeah, he'll be like, I'll let Toren explain, because Toren was the one who recognized it.
well, I mean, you mean to tell him about the altar or the demon?
Either one, both.
Well, I mean,
And he looks confusedly from one of you to another. Go on then, you have my attention.
well, okay. I guess we will just fill him in about our small adventure under the graveyard. As Toren will explain the situation about Father Zap's quest and about. Well, he will not like go into like deep exploration, but he will say that Father Zap asked us to go down there and beyond the graveyard, we have found a nest of goblin ghouls who were worshipping a ghoulish demon lord. And more disturbingly, we found a demon.
Just another day in Sandpoint. A demon lord. That would be quite surprising. I don't. Cabriri. Cabriri. But the name doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't seem to be Thessalonian. Because I would know. Did you already do some research? Did you know what?
No,
Cabriri...
we just came back from it. We were coming here for.
Unfortunately, I have only the barest glimpses of knowledge because I only know what I've read during my religious practices, but what I need to read are just scraps of things that I never read before. So I know only just bits and pieces of most useless trivia, unfortunately.
Well, you're and he seems disappointed that it's not related to Thassalon so far. So he just kind of brushes it off and says, "Well, you're certainly welcome to use my library as long as Sevro is with you and can keep an eye on things. I trust you well enough to be respectful with my resources." And there's a little bit of a lingering question mark in there as he looks at you, Sevro.
Yes. So we'll be careful. Out of character. So I'm like painfully ignorant of a lot of this lore. Like I'm learning it, but is it obviously connected to Thessalonian? Like
so Cabriri is demon lord of the first ghoul and all that stuff, and that's not necessarily, or it's not obviously connected to Thessalon. Like Thessalon was this big empire 10,000 years ago, and it was mostly focused on the different schools of magic, and it was like running on variations of like each school of magic is connected to a particular virtue, which is connected to a particular sin. So there was a lot of like anything like that, like when it comes to virtues and sins and schools of magic and and wizardry and all that stuff. Like that has the smell of Thessalon on it.
Got it.
But like demon lords and ghoul and undead, that doesn't immediately connect.
Okay.
And you would know. You know enough about Thessalonian, like your character would. So it makes sense to you that he wouldn't be excited about it.
Well, I suppose I might as well get to the point that Toren wanted to bring up. Because Toren has some things on his mind, especially now that they witnessed the demon under the graveyard. And so he will, after a period of pregnant silence, as they say, he will ask Master Brother, I do need your expertise in Thessalon. I didn't grow up in this town, but at this point I know quite a bit of lore that surrounds it, and I am aware that the Sandpoint does stand on various Thessalonian ruins. Is it right?
Well, that's one way to state the obvious, yes. And
right. Now, the thing is, now I am in no point a scholar of the arcane arts. As you can see, my expertise lies in more physical application of powers. However, I am gifted with quite a strong connection to the natural elements, as unfortunately some people have been witnessing recently. Now, that's what I'm bringing up, though. Why am I bringing this up? Is that during my meditations, I felt something that intruded upon my practice, which I find to be very concerning. Which it usually doesn't happen because my connection is very intimate, and it usually takes something very strange to disrupt my connection to the elements. Which is why I am starting to think, because the since right now we are in Sandpoint, which is had been an epicenter of quite a bit of disturbing events in recent years. Well, recent, like 20 years ago, I'm sorry, of course. Which is why I wanted to ask.
What did you say your element was? He says.
Yes, I am. Well, for good or ill, I'm strongly connected to the plane of fire. Yes.
All right, give me a diplomacy roll.
Okay, let's see. Well, Toren absolutely has a diplomacy.
If anybody wants aid, there's certainly the opportunity.
Yeah, Sevro aid be like, Toren's a good lad. Any information you have would be terribly helpful.
Oh, wow, that's like -1.
Yeah, I mean, Sevro might want to aid, but it's not gonna. In fact, it might actually it might be a good idea because then at least you can keep it from a crit fail.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, I was
and I just roll a diplomacy myself, right? I don't know if I should help you actually, but
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, I just wanted to finish the question that Toren wanted to ask if anything in Thessalonian lore is actually connected to fire that could intrude upon his meditations.
And he listens to you, and he just continues to, like, his gaze wanders, and you can see him like start to flip open a book that sits next to him, and like start looking at that while you keep talking, and he just says like, yep, you know a lot of Thessalon, I'm sure. You've learned a lot in a long time here. And then when you come up with a question at the end, it's like he looks at you again, and he gives you this like, really? That's what you're asking? And he says, fire and Thessalon? If that's at all connected, you're asking? And he like pulls open the curtain on his window, and you can see the ruins of the old light behind him. And he says, have you ever noticed this thing? And just he seems to be waiting for an answer, but even if you just open your mouth, he immediately interrupts, and he goes, this thing, and then he gets actually excited. This thing used to be one of the most advanced thaumaturgic weapons created by the Thessalonian Empire. The Rune Lord the Rune Lord Alasnist used this giant tower, which it used to be at the time, as a focus for elemental energy of fire to blast and burn any of its enemies that would dare to oppose him. So yes, obviously, there is a connection to fire. Now, please, if you would let me continue with my studies so I can deal with some actual questions. Sevro. And he shoots you a look like, why are you wasting my time like this? And he goes, you and your friends can thumb through my collection if you like, but please don't stay too long, okay? Thank you.
we'll be quick, sure.
And then he gets up, grabs a couple of his books, and starts walking outside to his deck, where he like sits down and brings his tea, and just mumbles to himself a little more like, is there Thessalon and fire? Is there any connection between Thessalon and fire? He asks one of the most renowned scholars on the fire magic of Thessalon if there's any... Alright, and we fade to black. And we move over to the Sandpoint Market. Ketra.
Yes.
You had ordered something, is that right? So that's why you're going to the market, or where are you going specifically to a shop?
I think probably the market. I mean, I don't know where would carry. Or we talked about the swagger stick before, so I don't know if the assumption is that's something that she already has and she's just getting it modified now, or if she's like, I need to go buy a stick that makes people pay more attention to me.
Right. No, I think it would make sense that maybe you've seen this before. Like it's a traveling merchant that comes through every now and then, and you've seen this stick a couple of times before. And now that you have enough coin in your pocket, maybe you're like, okay, it's time. I can actually get this thing. And as you head over, you're a little worried that somebody else in town might have gotten the stick because who wouldn't want it, right? It's such an awesome thing.
Swagger stick, absolutely.
The swagger stick. I'm not going to point out the irony that once again you have a character that relies on a stick. But as you approach the market, you see the market stand of the traveling merchant that comes in and stops in Magnamar and stops here, and you've seen the swagger stick in his wares a long time. He's got like all sorts of these magical items, not necessarily weapons, but like curios. But there's a group of mill workers that are nearby at some of the some other stalls, and you see them. You accidentally make eye contact with one of them, a broad-shouldered woman, and you know her. Her name's Marta.
Oh,
Mathilda. Yeah, almost. Yeah.
I have a Mathilda in my backstory.
There you go. And I was just about to correct you, like, no, it's Marta. No, let's go with Mathilda. And
Unless Martha's an actual NPC, like.
no. We could go with Mathilda. I'm not sure. How does she and Mathilda? What's the connection between her and Mathilda?
It's a little bit antagonistic. It's not great. It was getting better for a while, but it's gotten a lot worse recently with Lupin being kicked out of town and his family. So.
Okay, so that's actually perfect. So you can see Mathilda there, and you can see some of her kids. She has you don't know how many. Like she has a bunch of them. And you make eye contact with her accidentally, and she turns around and steps into your path, and she says, way louder than necessary, just making sure that everybody around her can hear it too. She says, "Funny seeing a Scarnetti dog shopping with us honest folk here. Do you even pay for yours, or do you just take what you want like you do with everything else?"
Ketra just takes the coin out of her pocket, and she says, "Oh, I pay for it. Pay for it with coin you earned, or coin you made for Scarnetti, with your blood and tears and sweat."
And she sees that and she sneers, and she's like, "Wow, you're even proud of it, huh? Blood money is what that is." And then she turns away and she ushers her children along.
"That's what you want to hear, isn't it?" Ketra just shrugs and keeps going.
All right, you can see a couple of townspeople around, whisper about it. And it's like, well, that's kind of rude, and blah 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 blah. As Ketra feels like the eyes of the townspeople on her and quietly judging. But nobody keeps you from doing your business here. So you step up to the merchant, who's of course saw the whole thing, but he also saw the coin. So he goes well, hello there. Do you wanna look at your stick again? Is that what you're here for? I swear, friend. One day you gotta buy it. You can't just swing it around like that every week.
I have good news. Today is the day.
Really? Well, and now he completely changes his attitude. It's like, oh well, in that case, Well, show me the money first. I'm sorry, it's just standard practice.
Yeah, she'll show him the money.
All right. And he quickly gets to work and like pulls out the stick and wipes it off with like a nice piece of cloth and puts it on on the front of his little stall. So it's like, well, this is one of the finest swagger sticks. I don't need to tell you, of course, but this is one of the finest swagger sticks around. It is in mint condition. You can see here that it was once held by one of the most commanding personalities in the Magnamarian, blah, 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 blah. And he just gives you the full sales pitch, even though you probably don't need that. You've been sold on this thing a long time ago.
And she's like, she already knows exactly how much it costs, so she's just counting out the coins as it goes.
And, well, I thank you for your business, he says as he picks them up and puts them in his pocket and immediately loses interest in you, assuming that that's all the money you have. And he turns to the next customer.
Yeah, let's see. I think... How would Ketra do this? Ketra would try to keep an eye on like where Mathilda went, if she's still in the market, or did she leave already?
Mathilda, is she still gonna be around, like shopping for fish and vegetables and stuff?
Okay. If you said her kids are with her?
Yeah.
She's going to like walk by one of the kids, and as she gets close, like very conspicuously in the kid's line of sight, she is going to let a couple of gold pieces drop from her hand and just hit the street and keep on walking.
Oh. Kind of making sure that the kids see it, basically, but pretending that it was an accident?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. So the kids saw that it fell out of your pocket. I'm gonna see. I think there's a chance that they'll actually do the right thing here. So, probably some kind of will save, I guess. So I'm gonna roll a d20 here and see where we land. Of course, kind of middling result. They're kids, and they're poor, and they've seen you just being rude to their mom. So I think they're gonna pick it up, and they're gonna like maybe there's that. I think that's what happens. There's two of them, because there always seem to be two of them, and one of them picks it up, and is like looks at the coin and like the eyes wide and shiny, but then like opens its mouth and tries to turn towards you, but the other one is like, no, psh, put it in your pocket, picks all of them up, and then they disappear in the crowd.
Okay.
And we'll leave it at that for now. How much gold was that? Sorry.
2 gold pieces.
Okay. All right. So, do you do some research, Sevro, Drava, Toren? Do you do some research at Broadard, or is it too awkward?
Well,
Sevro doesn't care.
I mean, Toren actually probably will ask Servo himself now, since the sage is now annoyed.
I would also do some research. Doesn't care about social conventions. It's never been a concern of hers. So yeah, definitely she will peruse the books, and she's a little bit familiar with that. She's got like a awkward relationship with Broderick.
Okay. So let me look something up here. Okay. Why don't you guys give me an academia lore, a library lore, an arcana, or a diplomacy, if you want to try maybe talking to Brodert again.
Let's see. What were the different lores that you offered? Library.
Lore?
We have academia lore, library lore, arcana, or diplomacy.
Can I use Thessalonia?
Absolutely.
All right.
Could I do esoteric or Sandpoint lore?
I believe esoteric very explicitly is only good for identifying creatures, but I have to double check on that. And Sandpoint lore, yes, you can do a Sandpoint lore.
Well, Toren actually does have something more as well, so he will try that one.
I'm gonna re-roll this. Use my hero point.
Yeah, so just so you know, esoteric lore is a special lore skill that can be used to recall knowledge regarding haunts, curses, and creatures, but can't be used to recall knowledge on other topics.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. And we see an 11. We can make that public in this case. 20, 11, and an 18. All right. Well, Toren, I guess it's just you're just kind of really embarrassed about the whole thing, and you're just kind of like quietly thumbing through a big tome, and you're not really reading it. You're just kind of staring at the pages because it was really embarrassing to be put down like that by Brodert.
I think Toren actually probably has long since dealt with his senses of shame, but he will understand that Master Brodert is very annoyed with him right now, so he will just not poke him anymore.
And Sevro and Drava, you find a few bits and pieces here and there. And I mean, I guess a lot of the stuff is actually bookmarked, so it's fairly easy to find. But it's all related to the old light. And you definitely make some progress here, piecing things together. But you're also not really sure what you're looking for. You know, you've barely even seen the ruins down there. You have very little to go on. So, for now, all that you learn is that Brodert has quite a collection here, and probably a lot of resources that might be very helpful if only you really knew what you were looking for. So here's what I'm going to explain. We're going to use the research subsystem, which works. I guess you don't have to know all the workings of it. The important part is it's kind of like, or the way it's described, it's like the research topic is kind of like a creature and it has hit points. And you're trying to get its hit points down to 0. Except that we're calling them research points and you try to get them down to 0. And instead of attacking it, you roll your knowledge or lore skills. And you have to hit it certain DCs to hit it, right? So at certain thresholds, you'll learn some information on it. So what I'll tell you right now is you have gotten to the point of 1 research point to learn about this thing, and that what you learn is that Brodert is a good resource here on Thessalonian ruins and lore and town in general, and there's probably a lot more he could tell you. But he clearly seems to take offense if you're asking too broad or too naive questions. So you just need to do a little more field research before you know how to effectively use these resources. So that took a good amount of time here. It took 4 hours actually.
I'm pleased when you're having fun.
That's right. That's right. So I guess Ketra, your trip to the market wouldn't have taken that long, so you probably have a little bit of time left here. How do you spend the later half of the afternoon?
She doesn't have a whole ton of hobbies or friends, frankly, at this point in town. So she's probably just gonna wander over to try to see what's taking the rest of them so long.
Fascinating books. Books and scrolls and manuscripts. Oh, you'll love it here.
Yeah, as you walk up to Broder's house, you probably don't often find yourself that in that part of town. There's only the refuse collector and Broder's the old nerd in that stretch of town. And you see Broder sitting out front of his house, enjoying the early evening sun, and he has a bunch of old books out, and he's like looking through them. And as you walk up Tower Street, he sees you coming. There's not a lot of foot traffic here, so he immediately takes notice, and he like grabs his books, puts them in, and hugs them. And he's like, I'm not alone. I have friends here."
She's like, "So do I."
Yeah, and he looks behind you. To, I'm sorry. What? What do you want?
Is Sevro still here? And Toren? Drava?
Who's asking?
Me. I'm asking.
Do you want to intimidate him or assert yourself here?
Sure, I guess. Didn't think it'd be that hard to find them. Yeah. She can actually, if possible, she'd like to take a different tact. What books is he clutching?
Okay, well, let's see. So, he's like, I'm asking you. He says, like, this is the home and the headquarters of the esteemed Rune Watchers Society, and I can't just let you know who's a member of this esteemed circle and who is not. So, at the very least, I will need your name.
Do any of us hear any of this commotion happening?
Yeah, you'll definitely hear him yap out there. Especially
you're
about
just looking out the window and you see this argument.
Sevro's waving.
Watching it unfold.
Yeah.
Ketra's like, it's Ketra. It's Ketra. Surely, I know you've heard of me. Look, I don't have any problem with the Thassalon Society, okay? And that's
the Rune Watchers. We're the Rune Watchers, he says.
Right, whatever you said. Look.
The Rock Watchers, what?
I understand that you're very protective of your whatever it is you do here, your studies, your research, your books, okay? I don't care about any of that right now. I'm just looking for the people I can literally see them through the window. Okay? You're I guess this is turning into intimidation after all. I don't know. This isn't going the way I thought it would.
I guess that's how it goes with Ketra. It's like trying to use just sensible talk, but somehow it always ends being intimidating.
When you try to get out.
Yeah, but I mean, it actually, if you break it down like that, it doesn't take a whole lot. Because even if he tries to talk a big talk about that, like, esteemed society, but it's just a couple of nerds. It's really. So if you just lean on him just a little bit, he just crumbles and he goes, All right. Thessalonian society. Those idiots don't know anything. They wouldn't even recognize a wrath rune from an envy rune. And he continues muttering about that as he like collects his book and he goes inside and yells out, "Sevro, your friend's here!" And
Oh, good.
as he like points to the door, he's like, "That's a strange company you keep, Sevro." And then,
I
and
like
he,
them. They've got spunk.
well, I hope they don't leave their spunk all over my home.
That's gonna kill
God.
Do you know what that means?
I don't think he knows what that means.
He definitely does not. No, yeah, but he expects he expects the group to leave his home at this point. He's like, well, the library's closed for the day. The next time, Severo,
Thanks for your help, bro.
I appreciate next time if this is going to be members only from now on.
Yes. That makes sense.
And he shuts the door behind you, and you can still hear him grumbling. Thessalonian society, they have hardly even one thesis among them.
Simon, I would like to do two things before we head out. So the
Okay.
following day, just yeah.
Oh, the next day. Okay. Anything we
The following morning before we head out.
Okay. Anything else we want to do before we call it a day?
Perhaps purchase another anti-plague, or
I think we have
another healing potion.
Right?
Anti-plague healing potions. Yes. You have multiple options here. There is the Pillbug's Pantry, which is run by an alchemist of some renown. He's undoubtedly talented, but he's also pretty foul-mannered. The other option in town is Bottled Solutions, which is just around the
I've been
corner.
to Bottle Solutions, and it only gave me the runs.
That's right. That is actually what can happen. It's a nice young half elf who's running it named Nisk, but unfortunately his skill does not match his.
Too friendly
like-
and polite. Now
Yeah.
we go to Pillbugs.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Want to do some shopping before we call it a day?
Well, Toren actually wanted to ask several questions before we part. Well, he probably didn't want to speak in front of brothers because, well,
Nah, he was
brothers are
acting.
cranky. Yeah, but because it is again a very much layman question about the Thessalonian magic, and well, now Sevro is the only expert who can listen to him without getting annoyed. Well, so as we go away from the brother's house, Toren like stroking the remains of his beard, looking at the ruin. He will say, say, Master Sevro, is there any kind of way to know if any powerful Thessalonian magics have been performed recently? Well,
Sevro would probably know of this, maybe? I don't know, but Matt has no idea.
What do you mean? Carnus, what do you mean?
well, I mean, would anyone like feel it, or is there like some sort of spell or ritual to detect it, or maybe someone knows that something happened, like something like this? Because well, Toren wants to basically to look to track that emanation that gave him the incident during his meditation.
Yeah. Well, I think Severo would know that you can detect like lingering auras of magical effects even after they have manifested and gone away. But that is only for a very brief period of time. Like more powerful ones can linger longer, but even for very powerful ones, we're talking about like minutes. If whatever gave you that vision would still be if there would still be some aura of it around, that would mean that it's an ongoing effect of some kind, which would probably have been noticed because any detect magic in town would have noticed something like that.
Well, that's just layman musings, so I'm sorry if it sounds weird.
No. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think there's anything. We would have noticed it, so hopefully we're good.
So, and you didn't notice, right?
Not that I noticed, no. But I haven't exactly been keeping a lookout either, so I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, if I experience another incident like that, I will ask you immediately.
Good.
Right. So I assume that then the party agrees to meet the next day somewhere, right? I know, Drava, you're gonna have you want to go shopping for those potions before we skip ahead, but this would be the time to make
That we shall meet at the boneyard as the sun rises.
at the open grave as the sun rises. Okay. So then, Drava, you're stopping by the Pillbug's pantry. It is right around closing time. But, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was in your backstory that you've done like some jobs for him. You've helped out here and there, right?
Yeah, and I brought, like, first, younger, I would bring some of the herbs and materials from Mother, as she did her dealing, and then, like,
Yeah.
I was a bit of a factotum.
Okay, so you get to the shop. The door's already closed. Because as I said, it's around closing time, but you knock on the door, and he opens up, and there's this sharp chemical smell that washes out of the shop as it usually does. There's also something like strangely sweet mixed in with it. It's like almost like rotting fruit or something like that. And he opens the door and he says, "Oh, look at that, Drava. Ah, haven't seen you in a while. Heard you've been keeping some interesting friends."
Well, you attract certain company in this line of work. Pillbug, I'm happy to see you've not burnt this place down, although it smells a bit more acrid than usual. What are you cooking?
It's a new project. You know me. I'm always experimenting. It's not worth boring you with.
More protecting me from knowing what I shouldn't know, but I know better than to ask what doesn't concern me. I'm actually here on a little bit of a shopping situation. I have a little cargo from Father Santos that takes me to some unsavory places, and I was wondering, would you happen to carry any anti-plague?
He says as he opens the door fully and lets you in, and he like walks to his counter, and you see that he has a ledger on his counter that's open that he was probably working on, and he kind of like offhandedly shuts it as he walks over and behind his counter, and he says, "The priest, huh? Spending time with him, Well,
Oh, you know me, I like to keep all sorts of company. I don't discriminate.
yes, of course. And who wouldn't want to help the priest, right? Yeah, it's
Well, especially...
Sandpoint needs good people doing good things," he says.
Well, I'll have you know, Pillbug, somebody tried to steal Nevra's bones. Someone is digging underneath the boneyard.
Oh no.
And I give him like the whole like gossipy version of what happened in like a fun, like camaraderie manner. You wouldn't
And
believe. And like
he listens intently, and he's finally.
there were some foul creatures down there, and remove part of my skirt. Like I got one of them sunk their dirty, filthy teeth in me.
And he grabs your arm, and it's like it's a stark contrast to how Xantus was examining you. Like he was asking, he was gently touching, and he just grabs it like a piece of meat, like as it's not even attached to a human being or a sentient being. And he just, and he like angles in a way that it like it like really pulls on your shoulder. Just looks at it, he goes like, "Oh yeah, that looks nasty. Oh, that's a ghoul bite, huh?"
Yeah.
Well, my dear, you know, some things are buried for good reasons.
Yeah, well, so do you have any anti-plague or not? Because I have a long day tomorrow, and I'd love to stay here for tea, but I do have to. And I take out my harrowing cards. See what the
sure.
finds for you.
Sure. And he goes and he has his meticulously organized shelf behind his counter, and he goes through it and he, with his like stained hands. And he anti-plague. And he takes one off the shelf and says, "How many did you want?"
I'll take 2 if you have them.
I think I should have another one. Do I have one of the lesser ones? Yes, here it is. Okay. And he hands you 2 like expertly made, beautifully labeled anti-plagues. And he says, "Can I ask you for 6 gold pieces for these?"
Of course. Here you go. And I reach into my pocket and ching, 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 ching.
Thanks, my dear.
Doing business with you, Pillbug. Is there anything down in the boneyard you'd be interested in me retrieving? Any components or ingredients? You know, you just have to make a list. And discretion is always key.
Don't. I have my suppliers, he says. Thank you, though. And say hello to your mother.
Of course you do. Will do. And I will add 2 anti-plagues.
And he closes the door behind you.
Yeah, like I can hear the bolts going like not just close the door, but like the whole mechanism.
That's right. The next morning,
I would like to so for the next morning, because I can do a daily crafting of 2 talismans that only work for the day.
That's part of your daily preparations, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oopsies. I did something bad here.
Do I have to pay the price of the talisman? If it's consumable?
Sorry. I need to
Alchemist
figure something out here.
When I played Soma, she didn't pay any for temporary talismans.
Well, because she didn't pay for it, or because that's the rules?
Well, of course. I mean, she's a bard.
Right. So this is your Thaumaturge ability?
Yeah, Talisman Esoterica.
Talisman Esoterica.
So I can do half my level, which is 1 or 2.
Let's see.
Temporary item loses its magic the next time you make daily preparations. You know the formulas for all common talismans in GM Core if your level or lower. You remember your talisman formulas through oral traditions or menace. You don't have a formula book.
I am very well versed to have, you know.
Yep, temporary item, I think, lets you allow you to prepare temporary items. Much like infused items, these items last a short time before being useless. Clearly not up the same quality as other items, so they typically can't be sold. Okay, yeah, no, I don't see anywhere that it would cost you anything to make them. I think that's just balanced out by the fact that they're temporary.
Yeah, so I grabbed it like this dull-looking, cheap-looking stone, and suddenly it starts glowing. And I grabbed this little carved hand-looking thing, cheap, and I have to click that. Sorry. And yes, and the other thing is, I'll click it in a moment. I do my harrowing ritual in the morning, which is basically I draw a card, and depending on the suit, I get some bonuses. I have the link here. Sorry.
Okay.
Harrowing ritual. This is the thingy.
Let's see
So I draw a card from Harrow deck, and it becomes my Harrow Omen for the next 24 hours, and modifies several other Harrower feats.
Okay. And can you draw it? Can you draw it on Foundry?
Yes, I can, because I have. So I've been messing with it, and that's how I did the previous one.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna choose any suit, and then I'm just gonna click unclear present as a random one. Oh, I have to add a participant. I'll add myself as a participant. So in the morning, as I wake, sorry, Drava. No, it doesn't make a difference. How do I draw?
I think I can
begin reading. Yeah, I can begin reading, and then I will click just a random one. And I wake in the morning, and as I take a card, it is the unicorn. How do I know from which suit that is? It's a ring.
The unicorn is. That's a good question.
I think it's crown.
No, I think that didn't work right. Hang on. Let me just deal a card to you. I think that's the way to do it.
Okay.
Delete this. Here, I will deal a card. Must create a hand or pile to deal cards to. Why are they making this so complicated? Maybe I need to.
Oh, now I do not have access to my Harrow deck anymore.
No, that's
my daily readings.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm trying to figure out how to just deal a card to you. You must create a hand or pile to deal cards to.
What I did was I just created a reading and clicked a random card.
Yeah, but the reading starts with a particular suit. So I think when you just say random,
any suit, so it makes a random one, I think.
Okay.
In the drop-down menu, you should have the any suit option, I believe.
Okay, let me make you the owner of this here. Okay, any suit, I see. Yeah, but we don't want to do a full reading here. We just want to deal a simple card. That's it.
Just click one.
Okay, I think I got it now. Okay. It doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna. Where did this go now? This is really annoying. It used to be very simple. You just have a deck, and then you click on a character, you say deal card, and that character gets a card. Why does it need to be more complicated than that? Okay, let's try this again. Maybe I will add a participant here, which would be Drava. There she is. And then I will deal a card. Deal 2. And dealt carts to new reading. And now there is no cart in new reading. This is driving me nuts. We're just going to pick one randomly right now, and I will
pick a random
try to figure out how that works next time. So we have the Uprising from the Suit of Hammers.
Okay, so suit of hammers, that means it's a strength. I see the hammers and I feel the power course through me. And I have a feeling that it will come in handy if I remember and recall the goblins. A good omen.
All right. So with strong steps, you walk over to the boneyard at sunrise, where you meet your new friends at the open grave. And you all head back down. Does anybody else need to do any more preparations before we go back into the...
Well,
So go ahead. Go ahead.
Toren only works out, reads a little bit for an hour, and that's about it for his preparations.
All right.
Yeah. Ketra is going to she's kind of looking at Drava, who's like drawing cards and talking about like the strength of hammers and stuff. She kind of gives her a side eye, and she's like, "All right, look, we don't know what we're walking into there, so just be prepared to draw back, and me telling you Toren to hit harder, that worked great, so we're gonna do more of that, and
Yeah, exactly.
and let's make sure that we it's pincer attack, yeah. Let's make sure that since we've got more of us than them, hopefully there's just one of those demons in there. We all make sure we move in together, get around it. And that's her. She actually has to prepare her tactics in the morning. She only can prepare 3 at a time. So she can spend 10 minutes to change all of the tactics, but she can only have 3 prepared at any given moment. So I have to be pickier. So she's going to have strike hard, set up strike, and defensive retreat lined up.
All right. Matt, I'm looking at your sheet here, and that there's a little bit of oddness. I wonder if the Pathminder import didn't work it out. So you have listed as
I
a
don't think it did because
yeah. So you have listed as a bonus feat. You have Incredible Initiative, which is a general feat. I don't think you should get any bonus feats. That should because I also see some empty slots here. So I think what you should have is you're missing a class feat, an archetype feat, and a skill feat. Okay, so that makes sense. But you still need a class feat, an archetype feat, and a skill feat.
Okay, I'll find it.
So, yeah, just so you're aware of that. And yep, and you want to make sure that whenever we go to the next day, you want to hit the rest for the night button on your sheet under your hit points, because that will reset your spells and everything. Okay. All right, we're good? Let's dive in. You make your way down through, you be like, pull away the tarp. It's still like the twilight of the sunrise makes the tunnel seem even more foreboding. You squeeze into that narrow little stretch of loose soil before you get into the somewhat more stable but just as narrow tunnel that the goblins built, shored up with the coffin wood that they found. And you'll make your way through it until you can finally straighten up again as you're in the we're just gonna drag Quillip with us here because I'm not sure if we'll have a chance for him to catch up otherwise. Yeah, until you make it to that large chamber that they've dug out with the various impromptu tables where they had been munching on some of the remains that they found down here. You know that you're just around the corner of that little shrine to Cabriri, but you also can see another tunnel branching off. And let me also check your exploration activities to make sure that everybody has one set up. Drava, you don't have one set up right now, so you probably want to pick one.
What the expedition thing?
Exploration activity. So as we're moving around, that's not in an encounter, but just as we're moving around, what does Drava typically do? Is the question.
Yeah, search, I believe.
And
I'm looking for traps using my lamp.
how did you give yourself a light source here?
I just clicked on. Yeah, on my items.
Mm-hmm.
No, where was it? Yeah. Okay. No, in an encounter. Sorry, I have some check.
Lantern
And I
implement.
put lantern implement lit.
Okay. So
Or light lantern implement. What's the difference? I think they're both the same.
hang on here. No, I think you need both on so that we.
Okay.
Where's the other light? Where's the light coming from right now? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I believe.
Is it coming from you? And if you turn that off.
Because if I click them, then it's off.
Hang on, can you do nothing right now?
Oh yeah, sorry.
So there are different
Welcome everyone.
So there's in lantern light. I guess this maybe we need to turn off one of the modules here because it's probably something is now built into the core system that used to be a module. That's why you have it twice here is what I suspect. So okay, but I think we're okay for now. If you just have one of them on, you don't want to have both of them on, though.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, but what's your exploration activity?
Search. I just put it now.
Okay.
It's active. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, let's see. Okay. All right. Yes. So you make your way back into this main hall. What do you do?
Well, we've been tasked with a very particular and explicit task, which is to cleanse it from this nefarious creature that we're trying to steal a very special person's bones and cause mayhem.
Yeah, we're going.
Should we approach them Brimrock? Ketra?
Yeah. Come on. What are you waiting for? You want to go deal with the Brimmer demon?
I look towards Toren, remembering how he looked half barbecued. Whichever way we go, I will be happy to illuminate.
Well, Ketra will gesture and also say, "Happy for you to take the lead."
Okay, well,
You and Toren
We'll-
seem to make a good front line. I don't want to get in the way of that.
I mean, we did learn that that thing was pretty trenched up in there, so I would suggest perhaps finding a way around it.
Well, that's why we're going this way. Oh, there is no this way.
I think we need to go the other way.
West.
Ketra stops. Ketra's making a big deal about going around, and she's like, "Oh, it's dead end." Okay, all right, okay.
Toren, do you want to take the lead and I will light the way behind you?
Probably better.
All right, you make your way down that tunnel that narrows once again, and it like lowers the ceiling height is once again down to 4 feet, and you have to crouch a little bit or hunch over, and you go on. Yeah, you go on for a little while, but eventually you reach a point where the low-ceilinged and wood-braced tunnel comes to an end at a stone wall. There's a 4-foot diameter hole that's been burrowed through it. There is a rectangular room just beyond it, which is lit by flickering flames at the center of a 7-pointed star carving on the east and the west wall. To the south of the southern part of this room, there's a pile of stone and rubble lying on the floor in front of a wooden door and under an open trapdoor in the ceiling. You can still see some goblin arms and legs protruding from the rubble in like all sorts of weird angles.
Okay, so Toren will step forward, saying, "I think we have found something here."
It certainly seems like it.
Yes. Yeah.
We go through? Is this... Or is this another dead end? They must have come from somewhere.
I think it is a layer of our horny guest.
Spunk everywhere and horny gas.
I was gonna say that.
I took it with Lorcris.
All right. Yeah, Toren, you move up to the broken wall here, and you look inside, and you can see the same flagstone architecture the walls are made of than what you've seen from the other side of the crack in the wall where the strange creature was stationed. So this must be linked to the same kind of complex, or at least it's the same style. The wall, as you look inside, look, the walls, the floors, everything is in remarkably decent condition. I mean, you have no idea how long these things have been down here, but it looks almost new. And Sevro, you're casting detect magic every now and then, so you would notice that you get some magical vibes kind of suffusing everything around this chamber. Like all the walls, the floor, the ceiling, everything is somewhat infused by some magical, probably preservative energy.
Well, someone cared enough to make sure this place stayed in good shape. There's some magic keeping it looking like this.
Well, nothing to be gained by staying around, so Toren will just compact himself a little bit and step through.
All right, yeah. So you you duck through the hole in the wall, step into the room. Again, the room itself, surprisingly good condition. The light of the 7-pointed stars, the flickering fiery light illuminating the chamber brightly. And the door to the southwest looks fine too. It's just that it's blocked by that giant pile of rubble that clearly came down through some sort of trap mechanism that the goblins must have triggered.
Well, does it look like it can be like moved in any kind of expedient amount of time?
I mean, it's a big pile of rubble, but if you get together here, it shouldn't take longer than a few minutes.
No.
Want to get their morning exercise done.
Yeah, I'll help
So does that
remove the rubble.
All right. So yeah, so it's a pretty cramped quarters here. So more than 3 people. I guess you can make kind of like a bucket brigade where you hand off the rubble to clear it out into the hallway, and about 10 minutes later, you cleared the rubble enough to have access to the door, and you also, among all of the dead goblin bits and pieces that have been smushed and smashed, their ghoulish flesh and bones brittle, completely, just battered to mush by the falling rock, reveals a shark tooth charm that has survived the calamity on one of the bodies. You should be able to loot that.
Severus, are you taking that?
Well,
Who? Sorry.
someone, if you want to take it, someone should take it.
I don't think it's for me. I think
What does this do? When you activate, attempt to escape using acrobatics.
I can't get close enough to see it, so I don't know what it is. I can't see anything from back here. Step into the room or something.
Yeah, it's something you soon realize. Like, it is cramped down here. The ceiling heights are
Yeah, this seems like my kind of thing.
reasonably high. So you can stand up tall here. It's 8 foot high ceilings, but the room is pretty tight. So maneuvering as a group is going to be tricky if this is any indication of what's to come.
That's what I'm here for, I suppose. I mean, this thing looks like it's good to hurt people in case you get grabbed. I mean, who's gonna get grabbed here? I don't intend to get grabbed.
yeah, I'm never getting grabbed.
Yeah, I'm usually the one doing the grabbing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Drava got it. There we go. All right, through the door.
Okay.
I mean, do we really have any other choice?
Well, Toren will step up and try to open it.
Yeah, the door, the hinges, the door itself, everything's still in remarkably well-maintained condition. The door, after having removed the rubble here, opens relatively easily and to a, once again, very narrow hallway. And you step in and you look around, you see it snake around the corner in pretty much every direction, see a couple of doors down the hallway to the west, and a couple of turns to the east.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the crack was to the left.
And as you walk down the hallway here, you turn to the right, you see a dead end, basically, with another door, and the hallway takes you a little further. And if you turn around here, around that corner, you notice that the walls to the north of this little chamber that it opens up into, and on the western half of this corridor, are carved with hundreds of runes. They're all radiating out from a 7-pointed star with a flickering flame burning at the center. Every now and then, A little sputter of sparks showers out of these flames, like almost like a misfire. And you can already spot, well, not quite, but if you take a step forward, you can see there's a door to the northeast. And that door has been adorned with a single rune that looks vaguely like a horned and fanged face. Those of you, there are two of you who are doing investigate, so you can roll a religion check. So that is, I believe, Quillip and Toren. But Quillip is kind of like hanging back there, doesn't really get a good view of the whole thing. And Toren, you do recognize this as the rune of Abraxas, the demon lord of forbidden lore and magic. And you also notice that the runes on the walls are prayers. And hang on here. I gotta figure out your languages once again.
Yeah, Toren is too stupid to know anything except Dwarven and Common.
Yeah, you don't. I guess you don't recognize the words then. So, yeah. But Sevro, once your eyes fall on it, you speak Thessalonian, so you notice that they are prayers. And then I don't know if Toren shares that that it's Abraxas rune. You put together that they are prayers to the demon lord himself.
Yeah. And before
I wonder why they wrote the prayers on the wall.
before we go further, Toren actually wants to set up an experiment, and he will actually raise his hand for a moment, shushing everyone aside, but saying, "Okay, wait a second, guys, give me a moment." And where is it? Channel elements. He will channel elements. He will see if his elemental aura reacts to that, to this room and the energies inside.
Is there anything mechanically in that ability that would demand that, or is it just for role playing purposes?
No, it's purely for his well, for his frame of mind, because he he was given like sort of a vision while he was channeling elements, so he would want to see if something else happens when he channels elements in the presence of Thessalonian magic.
Gotcha. Okay. But I assume you're not causing a blast as part of this action.
No. It just activates his elemental aura, so the air around him starts to ripple again, and he starts emanating heat.
Okay. All right. So Ketra, you can feel Toren like close his eyes. There's this heat emanating from him. Maybe a sense of like, or a smell of burned hair. And Toren, it feels like, there's this. If this energy was sound, you would hear an echo, but it's not. But it feels like that's how you would describe it to someone who can't tap into this. There is some kind of echo coming from these sputtering runes in the room. And I'm gonna let you do a perception check.
Yes. Let's see. Position, perception. Yeah, I want to see that it's in encounter powers. No, in the action step.
But no, just a perception check. Just roll a
It's
perception
easier
check.
for me to roll from the chart sheet, I think.
You can put it in your quick bar. Perception checks you need all the time. Okay. So yeah, so like I said, to people who are not familiar with kinetic energies and the elemental flow, you would describe it as an echo, and it helps you kind of hone in on these runes, especially the sputtering ones, and you realize, let me double check here that yes, you are trained in perception, and you realize that this is actually a kind of trap. And you can see them, there's like fire building up in them, and it's supposed to hold that elemental energy until a trigger is flipped. But because it's slightly malfunctioning, it like sputters a little bit. It charges, it spits it out a little bit, it recharges, and it goes through that cycle. But it's still very much functional. And you would think that there are all these little trigger runes on the walls that you might be able to deface to disable this trap, or maybe prayers to a good deity to push back the powers of Abraxas might help as well.
Well, in that case, Toren will immediately push everyone back. He will actually try to back out of this room, pressing like Ketra and Sevro like into the wall. A little bit like saying, "Oh, watch out!" That like I sense a quite dangerous buildup of elemental powers inside of those rooms.
Maybe it's protecting that room that the demon's in. Maybe we just have to read the prayers on the wall. Should we try that?
Maybe. I mean, can you actually read them?
Yeah. I speak Thessalonian very well.
I don't know.
Tell Broderick that if we get back there.
I don't know.
Broderick's gonna be
it's
so proud
easier
of you.
to just disrupt the flow of their elemental power that should dissipate it in a more safe and controllable way than invoking unknown gods in the place of their power.
Feels fair.
Do you know how to set it off?
Do I know how to set it off? Can I just maybe shoot the rune from over here?
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
To set it off, you would think it's key to the door, so probably opening that door or manipulating that door would set it off.
And defacing the runes, I mean, would it count shooting them?
What's that?
I mean, you said something about defacing the runes. I mean, would shooting them count as like that, or we need to do it carefully?
No, just shooting them would not be enough. I mean, you would have to do a thievery check to actually make that work.
Not trained in thievery. Can I substitute dwarf lore for that?
I think you know the answer.
Toren, move. Where do I scratch out?
Toren will point out like here and there, but like, but be careful because I cannot shield you from this.
Wanna watch Ketra get burned? Watch out.
Do you are thieves' tools actually required for this, or just the thievery skill?
I think you need thieves' tools to use the thievery skill. Otherwise, you take a penalty, I believe. Do you not have thief tools?
I mean, can I assume that I would have bought them at some point?
Oh, yeah, totally. That should just be part of your equipment.
Okay. Then yeah, let me add it really quick.
I guess you don't necessarily need thieves' tools for a thievery check, but since this is using the disable device action, that would require a thieves' toolkit.
Okay.
But apparently not always. In this case, it does.
Right, that would make sense. Depends on what you're doing. Like, I imagine pickpocketing someone doesn't require.
That's right.
Okay, so where's the check to roll? Okay. I'm gonna use my hero point.
Okay. So you start scratching some of the runes, and then you like slip a little bit. You're like, you steady your hand.
Why can't I? There we go. Reroll. Hero point. Okay.
Oh no!
Is it taking the better or is it taking the second? I think
I
it's
assume
taking.
it's taking the second, right? Because you're re-rolling it. I thought that was always what a hero point
You
was.
must use the second result. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you try to steady your hand, but instead you just kind of like knock your hand too hard and scrape it in the wrong direction. And what happens is all of those runes on the wall start just spraying fire into that little alcove. Two beams two beams of fire lash out, and everyone, I think, except for Drava, who's like right around the
You should have
corner.
backed up.
Um, so yeah, everyone who's right in that room or around the corner here is gonna need to do the reflex save. So that's
my safe
Ketra.
distance. Lovely.
Oh my god.
Of course, Toren. Of course, Toren succeeds. A crit succeeds here. It's a basic save, so Toren takes no damage as the fire just kind of washes over him. And Ketra and Sevro, you take 17.
Yeah, well, Toren had his elemental aura active, so it allowed him to bend the fire around him. Ha ha
Right.
ha 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 ha. Sorry.
That didn't work.
Ketra turns around, looks at Toren with like her hair burn off.
Welcome to the club.
Maybe we should go the other way around.
And she's like, I thought you said to scrape them off.
I said to deface them in a particular way, but
I try reading them now just to see.
Should have just.
You try reading the prayers.
Yeah, I think Sevro goes up, but he's like, "Let me just see if this works."
Okay, so you start reading in Thessalonian, and it's like, "Oh, Abraxas, Lord of the Final Word, Keeper of what was your blah 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 blah, judge me worthy of passage," and it's like very ominous words.
And he
Almost
really
feels
leans into it.
almost feels like the light is darkening for a little bit, and then you finish, and nothing happens. Maybe it worked.
Ketra, do you want to open the door?
No. Quillip. Quillip.
Do you want to open the door?
No, Quillip. Give me one of those potions you carry. I know they're not potions or something else. Just whatever they
sure.
I need something too.
Yeah, of course. I made a fresh batch this morning. And he roots around on his character sheet, not knowing what he should use. So I'm just gonna give you, I guess, a D6.
I think it's an elixir. It's just an elixir of life, I think is what he.
Oh, just a regular elixir. So that's 1D8. Great.
He should have a formula. It should have like a thing that it's like prepare or craft these daily formulas or whatever, like a button he can make. But 2 points. 2 point. There's got to. I know there's a modifier on that.
There are healing potions and elixirs of life. And I guess the elixir of life is what he can do. So elixir of life is actually a D6. So we'll do that. So you get 5 plus a +1 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons. So I'm gonna put that on your. Where are you? There you are. Did that not take effect here? Did I put it on myself? No.
I don't see.
Oh, I can just choose. It's a lesser. Nope.
I got it.
Should have been a minor. Should have been a lesser. I gave you a minor by accident.
Well, it's for a whole 10 minutes, so.
Okay. Well. Let me fix that still.
Okay. What are we? Who's gonna open that door? Toren, you seem to be a lot better
Feel
at
on
this
fire.
than me. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what I was thinking. This is why you have other people do things.
You mean the demon door or this door?
No, the demon door. Unless you want to open this door, we don't even know where this door goes.
No, not yet. Let's deal with the demon first.
Okay.
I might drink my healing potion. Well, that
Yeah,
seems like an emergency thing.
Torin, you carefully step through the room. The runes on the walls are still sputtering.
Oh, so they are not discharged yet. Huh. Interesting.
Toren.
Yeah.
Wait, you said they're not. You said they're still active.
Are they still active? I mean,
I don't know, are they?
yeah. Last time when we tried that, we got blasted.
I bet that it's fine now that I said the prayer. I bet you could just open it,
Well,
and nothing bad will ever happen.
Anyway, I'm willing to take the risk.
But you already triggered it, so
Yeah.
it's spent.
Yeah,
So
sure.
okay, I am going to open the door regardless. You guys prepare the holy water. And
I love how everybody's just
if I got
further and
if I
further
set on
away.
fire. Okay. Well, Toren will open the door.
You open the door into a small 10 by 10 foot chamber. There's a fire burning inside within a 7-pointed star that's carved in the ceiling. It casts light into this room that fills the entire area with a flickering radiance. There's another door right around the corner here to the south, made of wood. And to the east, there is a low stone altar made of marble that sits before a crack in the wall. The crack in the wall. The top of the altar holds a silver bowl with a slender-bladed knife balanced atop the bowl's rim, its point aimed toward the west, pretty much aimed directly at you. Slumped into the corner is the small but furious, smoldering, smoky, flaming Bremorak. And it huffs and continues in its guttural language to give you a you still don't understand the word, but it's clearly angry. Let's go. I'm gonna put us all into initiative here. Wait, why is Quillip damaged? Quillip shouldn't be damaged.
He got hit by the fire too.
Oh yeah, you're right, of course. And we have everyone in here. Oh. Right, let's roll. So many buttons. Okay. And Ketra, you hear that demon's voice echo through the snaking hallway. You recognize that voice, of course. It's pretty clear that you've stumbled into his realm. Your turn.
Okay. Let's see. Do I actually need... Do they just need to be in my aura? Do I need to see and hear them to give them a tactic?
Pretty sure they would need to see. Don't they have to see your swagger stick or your banner or something?
Is visible and in your possession. It provides an aura that gives you and your allies. So I assume they need to see it, or rather, the aura doesn't extend around corners. Is really what it would be. So yeah, so I can't help Toren. But I can. Well, I can't do much from here, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna advance. Gonna stride. Shit, hang on. There we go. I remembered how to do it.
Nice.
Yeah, she's gonna see the situation, and she is going to, call for a second stride. Man, do I really want to be up in there? Sure, why not? I'll stride again. Oh, now I can't see Drava though. Okay, hang on. I've got this. I've got this. So I want to stop here, and then I want to use my third action to call for the pincer tactic, which is only going to target me and Toren, but it is going to allow both of us to take a step towards the creature. And if we both take the step, then it's off guard to both of us.
Ooh.
That's very good.
Okay. It is off guard.
Until the start of my next turn, and that's my turn.
All right. Drava.
Drava will hear the commotion, see the action happening. She'll raise her lantern and rush into to try to find the creature. And as she illuminates it, she'll rummage through her things, produce this tiny little vial, which she'll throw into her lap. This vial with water from the well that was used to douse one of the moon fires that have affected Sandpoint. And with that with that water, I will try to exploit the vulnerability. And I believe that's an occult roll.
You should now have a macro.
Do I have a macro?
Yes. If you search for the exploit vulnerability macro, you should see it now. And not there are two. You want to use the one that there it is. Use exploit vulnerability. And target the creature. Target the creature, and then at the bottom, click that button.
Oh no!
Okay.
This creature vexes me.
Do you want to use your hero point?
Yes.
You kind of say that a lot.
You can right click the result and say re-roll using a hero point.
Simon, is the enemy in initiative? And I just don't see it, or
Yes, it
okay.
should be.
Oh,
It's the
come
exact
on.
same. It does indeed vex you. Okay, one more action.
I can't do that again. So, who is in the front?
Toren and Ketra are toe to toe with the thing.
I'll reach through in my pouch, and I will find this little what is it? This little shining crystal that glows ever so slightly, and I will throw it to Ketra and say, "Ketra, catch!" And I'll throw a potency crystal talisman.
don't
Can I do
forget
that?
that you still have the personal antithesis, so you still get. Remember that even if you fail, you can still exploit the creature's personal antithesis. So your unarmed and weapon strike against the creature. Well, they are magical,
Okay.
but also, what did it mean? Like you get to give it a weakness, basically.
Exploit one of the creatures. Yeah, so your unarmed and weapon strikes against the creature also become magical if they weren't already so.
No, but that's not it.
Uh,
There's an additional thing that I'm gonna have to look it
I
up
have it
again.
here. I have it here in the link. Personal abilities, you improvise a custom weakness on a creature by forcefully presenting and empowering a piece of esoterica that repels it on an individual level. For instance, against a tyrant, you can break your So yes, the water that I got from the well that is used to douse the flames, like I hold it against it and threaten it with it.
Yes. So now it is weak against your unarmed and weapon strikes, equal to 2 plus half your level. So it has weakness 4 against your weapon strikes.
So I had one movement. I had the exploit vulnerability. I would still like to. I have that, but I still can't reach it. I think in this turn.
Right.
But I could throw this potency crystal to Ketra. Can I do that?
You want to throw her a crystal?
Yes, this potency crystal, this talisman.
You need to fix a talisman before you can use it.
Yeah,
no.
fix the talisman is, I think it's a 10-minute thing or something. No.
We had to do it before we went in, though.
Yes, it is a 10-minute thing, so you can't just use it right away.
Lesson learned. Okay, then I will take another move action. Try to get closer. Get all the way here.
All right, you move all the way in there. You're well, one step further, because you can't end your turn on. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're crowding it all, like just like rushing into the room, crowding the thing into the corner. Sevro, your turn.
All right. Sevro's going to start by trying to get up there. Oops. All right. He's going to stand here. Oh man, it's cramped. I was going to enlarge one of you guys, but that doesn't seem like it's going to work out there. So instead, he is going to. He will over the top of Toren will shoot a briny bolt at this thing.
Okay. From around the corner here. Yep. That's a hit. And you're hitting it for 8 points of damage. Just chunk.
And
quick hit.
It does. It goes to the description. It's blinded for 1 round.
Oh wow. Okay. Blindfold, the creature can spend an interact action wiping the soul from the and the blind condition. Okay. All right. Quillip moves up, hustles through the room here, through the hallway, and readies a bomb. Because he has this, I remember that he has this thing where he can make sure that you don't get any splash damage.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. His sheet is just too complicated for me. I guess I'm just gonna go with the versatile file. I'm gonna target this, try to strike, and he misses. You use a weapon or effectively you don't know special when it is any listed success. On the target on a failure. Okay, so with his splash damage thing, I think it said that it will only affect the creature he's aiming at. Let me just double check that. There's no ability that immediately tells me that that would be the one. Oh, when throwing an alchemy, you can choose to deal splash damage to only your primary target instead of the usual splash area. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So the thing will still take the splash damage. Splash. Boom. A whole point. And then I guess he still has another action, so he's going to do it again. But misses critically, so no splash damage at all. And then it's the creature's turn, and it looks around the room, and it with its like goat eyes that flare up in anger and rage, and it just continues in this Chthonian language, and you seem to catch some syllables in there that sound like abraxas as it waves its hoof around. Its back hoofs igniting into flames, its sword igniting into flames, and then it like gathers a tiny handful of fire in its claws, and just boom, the entire room explodes in flames as it casts fireball right here in the center of the room. That's a reflex save for everyone. Ooh.
I think I'll try to hero point that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Ooh. So let's see the damage. Alright, so that's the basic save. So Quillip takes half. Toren double, Sevro double. Sevro goes down in the blast. Why did it not
sorry,
mark you as?
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't. Just put me as unconscious for some reason.
Yeah, which is true, but why don't you have the? Weird. Let me undo that here. No, still not doing it. Okay, so anyway, you go to dying 2 because there was a critical failure. Oops. Nope. Ah, god damn it.
I think we're gonna have to leg it again.
Drag my body with you.
Okay. So as the room just seems to completely explode into flames, you know, the fire washes over you, and as your vision returns, maybe you notice that Sevro is motionless on the floor. Maybe you don't, but you've all been blasted badly by this thing. With its remaining action, it just kind of offhandedly kicks at who would be with it? I think all of you are actually a Drava. You were like wagging that water thing around. You were trying to exploit its weakness, so it's gonna take that personally and try to kick you with its hoof.
Yeah, I am shining a light right on its face.
Oh no, actually, what it's doing? Sorry, I forgot about that. It had to use that extra action to wipe the salt water out of its eyes, so that it's no longer blinded. So it's gonna do that, and then it's gonna cast the fireball. So that's its turn. Toren.
Well, everything is very, very bad. I should have bought more healing potions before we went. But well, what's done is done, so we'll have to assume mountain stance. Hopefully that thing doesn't have any more fireballs in stock. And after this, we'll start doing the our usual. Where is it? My flurry of blows. With stunning blows activated. So thankfully, Ketra made the demon flat-footed against these, so maybe it will help. That's one.
Nice.
And that's two.
Nice.
Ah. Okay, let's see. So you do 12 points of damage, and it needs to save against that. Well, the 40 should save, which it succeeds. And then you do another hit for another 11 points of damage, and it needs to save again. And it failed. It is stunned one.
Stunned one.
Nice.
Okay, now it's we all have not to die.
Ketra.
Yeah. Ouch. Ketra's concerned. She was about to call a full retreat, but she sees Toren digging in. Oh man. And the advance is the hardest part. We're here now, so surely we won't TPK when it drops another fireball on us. She's going to start off by attempting to hit it with a setup strike. It's no longer off guard, by the way.
Okay.
This is so bad. Okay, so she's gonna set up straight. Which means that she makes an attack with a cold iron rapier. That's a hit.
That's a hit. It's right on the money here. It's only 5 points of damage, but it seems to be super effective and leaves it off guard.
All right. And then she's going to. So Drava currently has the weakness thing activated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shining a light on it, and
then Ketra's gonna look at Toren and say, "No offense," and she's gonna look at Drava and go, "Finish it while it's weak." And that's her turn because it's. Oh wait, no, that's 2 actions. No, it is 3. Yeah, strike card. So she's done, but she gives Drava an attack right now, and it's off guard.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so you're using the strike card. So Drava, you can choose to accept that and get an attack in.
absolutely. So it's a regular attack.
Yep.
Yes.
Full
Strike.
MAP.
Regular strike. That's a nice hit. Roll for damage. 7 points, which turn into 11, leaving the creature badly injured as it just gets pummeled by Toren, stabbed by Ketra, the cold iron weapon leaving nasty burns on the creature, and then Drava follows up with the short sword.
We gotta kill this thing before it gets another attack. That's what I can say. I'm
And
done.
that
I'm all
is...
done.
Yes, so that then removes the off-guard condition, and it's Drava's regular turn.
Is it worth doing exploit vulnerability again? It is, right?
I mean,
Because a success will give me its
Can you
highest
do it?
weakness, and then that's the damage I get, right?
can you do it again on a failure?
It doesn't say that I can't. It doesn't say not.
I'm reading.
Wait, I don't think you need to
Frequency,
do it again, do
frequency
you?
once per round. So
I mean, so you could use the action to do it, but you already have the personal antithesis, so that's
Oh, I see.
guaranteed. You
yeah,
might be able
I
to
think I'm gonna stick
upgrade
with
it.
that.
Yeah, you
It
might be
will
able to
upgrade
get the better results.
to its highest weakness, or one of its highest weakness, if it gets multiple with the same value.
It's risky though. I mean, you have what you have, and certainly you could risk
But
to get something better.
I'm not gonna move, and I get penalties if I do multi-attack anyway. So I'm gonna do vulnerability and then 2 attacks for the best.
All right, let's see it.
Let's. Oh God! Seriously?
And it's another failure, but you still get the personal, and at least it didn't get worse.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yes.
There we go.
Let's see the damage before you
Water.
describe that. Let's see the damage before you describe it. You should hit the critical button when it's a critical, but that's okay. I can just double it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
I saw it too late. I
I
got
just
too
need to
excited.
make sure. It does double the damage. Okay. All right. So you land a critical hit here, but you don't yet kill it. If you want to describe
Oh,
it.
it's so close.
Yeah, so it's the personal antithesis. It's the water that has quenched the fires of sandstone. It is not just something that will suffocate its flames, but it has a special meaning here. So it just cuts and stings. And then it's the strike is. I'm gonna do another one. Yes.
And it's another hit. Let's see the damage. And it's
Nice.
what happens? Tell us.
It suddenly it sputters. The knife, the blade, crooked and full of runes, goes through it, and then suddenly it stops, and the flames just there's this shower of steam and vapor, and just and when it stops,
And it's
there's nothing.
yeah, it's a hissing sound, just a burst of steam, hissing steam, and that almost burns you in its intensity. But as it clears, the creature is no more. All that's left is a
The-
small pile of smoldering ash, gray and wet and clumpy.
Ketra and Toren that are close to me, they notice that the glow in my eye was violent, and suddenly just calms down. And the light of my lamp just dims.
Right. We're gonna stay in initiative here just because of Sevro, who needs to save. And I didn't move you in the initiative because I always forget that. But you're unconscious. You need to roll your recovery check. Do you know where that is?
I think
it-
should roll for
where
him
is it?
once you pass him the initiative.
Oh, you're right. That's right. Let me just do that for you then.
It didn't.
I guess it didn't.
Okay,
So
where is
let's-
it?
If you go to your sheet and next to under your temporary hit points, there's a d20 next to dying.
I see.
And
There
if
we go.
you
Nice.
please don't start opening doors and stuff until we're done with this. All right, and you succeed. So that means that you become stable, just wounded 1. Let me clear that all up here. Okay. So then we can end initiative. That is, by the way, 48 XP for everyone.
Nice.
And yeah, Quillip rushes over and does the best he can to quickly give you some first aid. I think he's trained in that. Does he have a healer's kit and stuff?
He was doing it before. He was doing treat wounds.
Yeah, he's got a healer's toolkit. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a
Doesn't
very
matter.
good excuse to visit Father Xanthus again.
Yeah,
We're just getting
let's
started.
Let's just get him on his feet. Look at that.
Good.
So he quickly
At least he
patches you up, like slaps your cheeks a little bit, washes some concoctions down your throat, and like you snap back into consciousness. You feel the cold black stone on your back, the smell of sulfur and fire in the air, but you're still with us.
Right.
Well, if
Do we kill it?
if he has treated wounds, he should lose the wounded condition, though.
Does that go away when you treat wounds?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I guess that also takes a few minutes, so what are the others doing in the meantime?
Gonna see what's
Catching
in
our
this
breath.
room.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you catch your breath, Ketra. You look around, like everything hurts. Like there's already these like blisters forming on your arms and your exposed skin from the massive burns that you just suffered. You look around. The silver bowl on the altar surprisingly didn't melt in the conflagration. The knife has been pushed off, but it also didn't take any noticeable damage. It's just like scorched. You spot that in the bowl there are 6 garnet beads, of different sizes.
Yeah, she's not gonna be so foolish as to touch anything again. But she will point these things out to the others. She's like, "It's what is this? Like a sacrifice bowl, dagger, whatever. The fire didn't touch it, and there's these. I don't know. That's what it looks like. And there's these beads. I'm not an expert on these things. Actually, am I an expert on these things? I know a bit of religion. She'll roll on it. Would religion be appropriate?
Um, for the significance of these items, yeah, sure.
Either that, or I could roll warfare lore.
Yeah, I think religion's closer.
Yes, warfare sounds.
I mean, sure looks like ritual stuff to you.
Yeah, it's ritual stuff.
Toren would have touched
Anyone?
that thing, but he is in 6 hit points right now, so I'm not gonna take that chance.
I would
Okay, well,
also try to understand what it is. Maybe with Arcana.
Sure, try it. You could just use the recall knowledge macro. Actually, we should make use of that more. The basic, not basic action, and then recall knowledge.
Yes.
I think second will
So
do
you-
it
you-
too.
So as you look it over here, and Yeah, I mean, definitely looks like ritual stuff. You especially what strikes you as odd is um the number of the garnet beads inside that bowl. It's like there's one very small one, two slightly larger ones, and then three slightly even larger ones. It's like it seems so calculated to have these exact numbers in there.
Deliberate.
That's yeah, exactly. It's that there's got to be some reason for that. I'll also say give me well, actually, no. I think as part of inspecting all of these things, um, you'll probably also take a look at the dagger. So give me a perception check.
Is that for me
Drava,
as
you,
well?
you what? Yeah, if I mean, I think you would all. Please use the prompts when I give you one. That'll make it easier for me to
Oh,
see
I
the
didn't see
DCs.
it. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay, so I guess you like you hand it around, you like grab the dagger, Sevro, you take a look at it. It's a nicely dagger. It looks like it's made of cold iron, actually. You pass it along to Drava, who's also fascinated by it, and then pass it off to Ketra. And Ketra, you notice that the pommel can actually be detached, and in that pommel sits a seventh garnet inside the handle of the dagger, which is hollow. And that one is actually the nicest one of the bunch. So let me add another garnet here too. And before you grab that, let me make sure that it has the right statistics. Okay, so that brings the total of garnet beads up to 7.
7-pointed star. 7 garnets. Cold iron. None of this is accidental. Was it made to bring this creature here or keep it bound? So we have to find out.
maybe after we take advantage of those complimentary priestly services.
The healing, yeah.
Yeah, Trava's fingers are always black, but this time it's like her whole forearms are just scorched. Yes, I think that might be a good idea. Hurts.
All right, so you want to make your way back up and to the cathedral.
We did
Okay.
add the bits of treasure, right? No, nobody added them. Okay, I'm gonna add them to the.
Nobody ever grabs anything.
How do I add to the loot? Do I have to literally bring up the loot and then click and drag it? Yeah.
Yeah, I have like in my imagination the
And
picture of.
I don't like you just moving things to the party stash because the weight is important in some circumstances. So you're welcome to move things to the stash when you're like outside or when you're like in an area where where it doesn't matter. But because I also don't want you to be
I
able to
will
just say
carry the
like, oh,
beads if no one.
it's in our stash, so we have it available. Like it needs to be
Yeah.
more of a conscious decision.
Okay, it's in my.
I will carry the beads.
Too late.
Nope.
What?
Ketra already has them safe in her pocket. Okay, so you make your way back the way you came and up to the cathedral and meet with Father Santos. I'm just gonna move through that a little quicker here. Who's like surprised to see you this early in the morning? I mean, it's just like maybe a half hour after sunset. He just finished his morning rites, and Ketra's elixir of life effect wears off. And he, of course, sees the rough shape that you're in, and he's like, "Oh, I see that you have decided to explore further. Well, I'm glad you made it out alive. I'm sure you've seen enough adventuring for now. Let me just bless you in Desna's name." And I think between him and his acolytes, he should be able to heal you all up to full hit points. And he says, well, I really appreciate that you're trying. I can't expect you to push yourselves even further. It looks like you narrowly avoided a grim fate down there. I'm sure we'll find
No, we're going
some.
back.
You are?
We're going back. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. May I ask why? You almost just died, Ketra.
Oh, there's more doors.
Yeah.
There's more doors. Okay.
It's written in Thessalonian.
Right, one doesn't just walk through more doors.
Nice.
There's more doors. There's more doors, but the black
That's very good.
has
Though.
been released.
Good. Actually, Father, would you mind holding on to these? I don't know if my pockets are gonna get incinerated, and I'd rather not drop them. And she's gonna hand him the 7 garnets.
It's just kind of like
Also-
shake him out ever.
Yeah.
Cling, 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 cling. And he quickly
But do we
like,
think
was like, oh,
do we think they're important for some ritual or something? Because weren't they in the ritual part pile?
Oh yeah, there's a bowl and a dagger here. Can you hold on to these two? Thanks.
But you don't think we need
Please.
that for any of the other doors, maybe?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe give them back. Here. Sorry about that.
take it right out of his
But
hands
does
again.
this mean
and he's
anything?
like,
to you?
Sevro just grabs
Yeah, we
it
should
and
keep
gives it
them.
back.
and he looks at the bowl that you now have back in your hands and the dagger and the guard, and he's like, mean anything to me? I mean, I they're not relics of Desna or any of the gods that we revere in this place. And you know that the cathedral like has all the major deities of Golarion. They have each one has a shrine in there, so he would know of all the mainstream deities at least. Says, I don't see anything on them that would mark them as relics of any of the major religions. So I guess the answer is no. It does not mean anything to me, but it does look rather deliberate.
Yeah, they were connected to the Brimarack. And one way or another, they will become relevant further down those tunnels under the boneyard. That is for certain.
Well,
There's
and
more to be
he points
discovered,
out.
or at least that spirit has been put to rest.
He points out. Well, I'm sure they might be connected to that Brimarack, but I will let you know that as far as I understand it, in any binding ritual, any of the foci would be consumed as part of the process. So there's that. But anyway, I'm sure you'll learn more as you continue to explore. I will, of course, continue to hold up my bargain. But if you come back in such bad shape again today, I'm afraid that we won't be able to heal you again today. You might have to have a night of great pain before the morning can wash it all away.
Well,
But if you must, go ahead.
well, if
The town will be
right,
grateful.
We won't meet any more demons today. And I mean, we also probably will tell him that we killed the demon, so that will be the great blessed news for this morning.
That is great news indeed.
We expect no more arsonid spirits.
All right, and you make your way back down into pretty much the same area, I would assume.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we're back in the catacombs, the hallways, the ruins, whatever we want to call it. What do you do?
Ketra, before we go in, she's going to re-prepare her tactics, and she's gonna just swap out. She's like, "All right, well, it looks like we're committing to this, so no more drawing back. We're going all in, full aggressive. Get ready to take them down."
Ketra,
What?
take this. And I'll give her this glowing crystal. How can I give someone something?
I think you can just drag and drop it over.
No, that didn't work.
Well, let me see if I need to turn that on.
I'm dragging it to her sheet.
No, try to drag it onto a token.
Oh, okay. Nope.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
No, I still have it in my inventory.
Hang on, I think I'm getting there.
We can
Oh,
do
it's
it
just
some other
effect.
time.
It's just effects and conditions that you can give to people right now. Okay, so what are you trying to move over there?
The potency crystal.
Okay, I think you can just drop it, actually. Can you just drop it
Is
on
it-
the map?
Does it just grant a potency +1?
I actually cannot drop it. Yeah,
It
basically.
makes you striking too, as well.
Oh, it makes a
Plus
striking.
one
Okay.
item
Yeah,
bonus.
it makes you striking.
Yeah.
or
Did you say you
wild.
can? Did you say you can drop it or you cannot drop it?
I cannot. No.
Okay, so try holding down the left control key while you're dropping it.
Left control key and drop it. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. So now I think somebody else can pick that up. I think.
It is out of my reach. Hang on. Gotta go over to it. Wand of Fear.
Yes, I picked it up
No,
and now I dropped
what?
it. The goblin had it.
No, but that's what you dropped on the
Yeah,
ground.
but I used to have the Wand of Fear. Did I drop it by accident?
You dropped the Wand of Fear.
No. Oh.
No,
Oh,
wait, what?
We didn't delete it from the goblin inventory. Well, then ignore this one.
No, I think Sevro's had the wand, no?
Oh, now I no. I don't know who dropped the wand, but now I see what you dropped, Ali. Sorry, it was in a different room from me. I didn't. Okay, I got it.
I will take this wand. If I could. How do I?
Can you take it?
It doesn't let me.
Can you, when you double click it, that should open up a loot sheet. And can you take
there
it?
we go. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that worked.
So, Ketra, that is a talisman, and it will only work for today. So you need to affix that to your weapon of your choice if you want to use it. Don't wait until it's too late.
Okay. Is there a special way to affix a talisman, or do you just?
You drag and drop
Spend
the
a bit of
effect.
time fixing it.
You drag and drop the effect.
Okay, but is that only when I activate the talisman, or just in general?
When you use the affixed talisman activity, which takes 10 minutes, then you can drag the effect on your weapon.
Oh my goodness.
You affix it, but then you can activate it whenever you want.
Oh, that's what
It's
you're
like
asking.
a
Because
free
you still
action
have to
concentration.
activate it.
A fixed talisman. Does that? No, that just. I'm used to use a repair toolkit. I don't have a repair toolkit. Ketra will buy a repair toolkit while we're up above. Tools repair toolkit.
Yeah, I mean, you need one to affix a talisman, so you're right.
Oh, okay.
You can't use them until you have a repair toolkit.
Okay, I'll get a repair toolkit. And I'll affix the talisman to my rapier, and I'm also brandishing this dagger around there. Like, does somebody want this? This is cold iron. This is good stuff. My rapier already is made of this stuff, so.
Well, I mean, Toren was thinking about getting himself the the knuckles from cold iron, but if there's a dagger, he might as well like just keep a hold on this one.
Maybe you can turn the dagger into some knuckles. Just kind of tie them into your fist.
Yeah, well, let's get.
We'll see how that works with the potency crystal. I think you keep it on your weapon, and then there's probably a way to activate it eventually. But for now, let's just keep it on there.
It's, the effect says I have 1 second remaining, so I don't think it's gonna.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. But
So,
I
what do you
need
do?
to switch something to scout.
We keep exploring, of course.
Make sure you guys get the scout effect, or actually, I think I can put it on you. So. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's open a door. Oh, there's a lot of doors.
Yeah. As you walk down the hallway here, you realize that this is quite the expansive complex. There's the door that you just passed here in that little alcove. There are 2 more doors down the hallway, and the hallway continues and turns a corner up ahead.
All right, Sevro.
I'll follow you. Oh, I'm not bleeding. Do you remember that I just died in a blaze of fire like 5 seconds ago?
There's a door another here as well. Okay.
Let's pick one of these doors.
Okay, Drava, wait.
That looks like a
move
good
a
one.
little bit, please. Yeah, let's check this one, yeah, because it clearly at least leads to somewhere upstairs. Not well. Oh my God, there's more doors.
Shouldn't we check some of them instead of keeping walk by them?
So you open the door, and you find a room where the southern portion is lower than the rest of the chamber. So it's basically like a giant step goes through the entire room, west to east. There's a carving of a 7-pointed star, of course, a flame flickering at its center, that's adorning the walls on the east and west. To the north, as you already saw, there are 2 doors standing in a wall of dark red stone, very different from the flagstone walls of the hallway and the ritual chamber that you've seen so far. Each door's handle features what looks like a tiny little metal basket that looks like it's meant to hold like a small object. It's a really tiny little basket.
Like a stone?
Maybe like a bead.
Like a garnet,
Uh,
maybe?
It would fit the size.
Okay.
Sounds like it's worth a try.
Yeah, who has the stones?
I
Ketra,
have the
get them out of your pocket.
I can't get to the door. They're fiddling with the door.
Sorry.
All right, I've got a garnet bead, another garnet bead, another garnet bead. One is
Just
2
put them
gold pieces
anywhere.
value.
They have to
One
be.
is 25.
They have to be in a place.
Yeah, right. I've got. Is there like a? Do the baskets look like they have slightly different sizes or something?
I mean, if you take the beads, because there are different sizes, and you like compare them to the baskets, the set of 2 beads that are the same size fits the size of these baskets pretty well.
Oh, okay, I see. 2 doors, 2 beads. Ketra is like, all right, well, okay. Just gonna drop the 2 beads in. I guess should I remove them from my inventory, or hold on to them for now? guess
No,
I'll
you
just
can,
drop
you
them.
can, yeah, drop them. That's a good idea. You can drop them here. And you put them in the little baskets, but
Did that work? No.
you have to hold on control, left control.
Oh, control. No. There we go. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you put them in the little baskets, but nothing seems to happen.
I don't think you did it right,
The
Ketra.
right baskets?
Yes, Sevro, you probably should step aside behind the door, just in case if it explodes again.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Is there like writing on the walls or something here? Is there something you guys are supposed to say?
You look
Sounds like a me
around
problem,
and
actually. Let me look around.
you like stick your head in there, and other than the 7-pointed stars on the walls, which you have seen in other places, the only different feature here is that the northern wall is stark red and like smooth red stone instead of the flagstone.
Right. Garnets are red. Walls are red. Fire's red.
Yeah, keep naming red things. That'll be helpful.
Roses
What
are
else is
red.
Roses are red.
Blood is red. Blood is red.
Blood's red. Blood's red.
Maybe, yeah, cut your palm, Sevro. Smear it all over the wall.
You patched up all my wounds. I don't want to make a new one.
Okay. Right. Well, maybe another door.
Well, on count of
You don't
3,
trust
we
your
open the
idea?
door.
Don't trust what?
Oh, have we actually tried to open the doors?
You haven't.
Somebody open the door. Oh God.
Yeah, I guess Ketra like puts the garnets in and then walks around like super confused, and Toren is standing there waiting for a signal. Like, should I?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were going to. I didn't think I had to tell you to do it. When nothing happened. I just assumed I was the stupid one.
Fine. Oh, shit, there's more doors.
Oh,
Yeah, you open the door, and well, first of all, I guess the good news is nothing happens, and you look at the next room that starts out level with the floor of this room here, which is already slightly elevated from the original hallway, and then it looks pretty much the same. There's once again a big step up as you go into the room, and again a deep red wall to the north. And this time, 3 doors with little baskets dangling from the handles.
you say it's going up.
Yeah. It's another step up.
Curious.
So then
Should we,
maybe
open that other
step
door
up
too,
more
just in
expensive?
case? There we go. No. I think we have 3 garnets that are all the same size. Look, they'll fit perfectly in here.
But it does match also they're slightly bigger too, so they would be more expensive as well.
Oh, yeah.
Both of those.
Okay. They're also a little bigger. There we go.
Yeah, Ketra.
All right, and Ketra puts one in each basket. Nothing happens.
I think that's
I wonder
good,
what we
though.
should do.
More blood?
Somebody put
Hey,
the door
open
in
the
the
door.
door.
I'm going to stand behind this wall while you open it.
shit.
And you
That's not
reveal yet another room, but this one looks different. It is similar in the sense that there's once again a big step that runs across the entire width of the room, going yet another step up. But to the north of the room, the wall is actually curved in a semicircle. A single red stone statue of an angry woman holding a ranseur stands to the north, and the the picture doesn't fully match what it actually looks like, because while she does hold the weapon in one hand pointed toward uh, does hold the weapon in one hand, she actually has it pointed toward the southern doors, and her other hand reaches out with a cupped palm as if expecting a gift. And the ranseur actually looks like a real weapon, so it's not the same red stone. It looks like it's an actual weapon that's lodged into that stone hand.
Do we recognize the figure? Do we recognize
Yeah,
the
You can do a
statue?
recall knowledge. Yeah, you can do a recall knowledge.
I mean, I would think you'd recognize that figure.
And Sevro, there's no doubt in your mind. Your runes start itching and burning a little bit. This is the Rune Lord Alasnist herself, the Rune Lord of Wrath. It's a beautiful depiction, great detail, it's well preserved, and given everything else around here, you would think that it is a true and original Thessalonian artifact, contemporary depiction of the Rune Lord herself. An amazing
What was her
find.
name? Alasis? What?
Alasnist. Alasnist.
Oh, Broder's gonna love this. This is amazing. This is a Lasnist.
And with
What
that
is it doing
revelation,
underneath Sandpoint?
with that revelation, we're gonna call it a day. Yeah, I mean, because you asked what it's doing beneath Sandpoint, it's given the events of Rise of the Rune Lord are now canon, and there's a lot that has been revealed during that AP, and it is at this point relatively well known that this area of Varizia, of the Lost Coast, used to be the realm of the Rune Lord Alasnist 10,000 years ago. So that's not super surprising that you would find her here. It actually makes sense. And I'm gonna have to look up the name. I think it was Bakra Khan or something. What was her realm? No, that was her homeland. I don't know if that was also the name for her realm. But again, it's not surprising to see that she would be here. It's the one you would expect. But again,
Okay.
finding this incredibly
Yeah,
well
it's
preserved.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Excellent.
Let
That was
me give you
awesome.
some XP real quick before we forget that, because you did which maybe you didn't notice, but you did correctly avoid triggering a trap.
Nice.
Well
And
done.
yes. Let me see the XP that you get for this. Doom. Hang on, I need to. I can never remember the math when you have 4 characters instead of when you have 5 characters instead of 4 and stuff. So let me just 48 XP.
Right.
Nice. All right. Even 200.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me ask you because now you've already also fought the demon, so now you've seen the chamber again. That was the same chamber that I had in my little introduction. Is this a level of meta lore that you're okay with me sharing, or would you like rather have these things in the background? And if you don't find out about them, you don't find out about them.
I like knowing.
I personally like it as well, especially because I
Yeah.
generally don't know as much about lore as others. It's helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I assume you're not going to put anything in that description that's going to spoil something for us. I know usually
Yeah.
most of it's just random tidbits, but like, yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the whole point of it would be.
And it helps.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the whole point of it would be to like make sure that stuff has screen time that otherwise wouldn't have a good chance of coming up. So it's not stuff that you would be expected to find out, let's say.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But
I
also
would say
make
it
sure
makes
that-
it feel more solid. It's not just a random demon or just like an NPC boss battle that you put there just for a fight, but there's substance behind it, and that's really cool.
yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the thing that they really always try to give everything a motivation why it's in the place that it's in, but sometimes it's like things that can't even talk or things that aren't intelligent. And then you can have your theory about it, but how are you going to ever learn? And it's completely meaningless for the plot or whatever if you know it, but feels like it's a waste of the creative energy and the nice cohesive way that they build these dungeons if we don't share it. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll continue to do that.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Um,
Alrighty.
I did throw in a